the word to them. So having those accounts, he says, it seemed good to me. Also, having followed all things closely for some time past. He followed closely. You might say he tunnel visioned a little bit, right? A little bit, really focused on it, really studied deeply into it. This is a little side note in building faith. Is Luke an example for what we should be doing? How closely do we follow what happened? Who were said to have, I just gave the answer away. Who was said to have had the more noble-minded? It was the Bereans. And what did they do? They studied every day to see if what Paul said was true. So Luke follows this closely. I've followed it closely. I've studied this. He is a doctor. He's what? As a doctor, he's probably most likely to be methodical, detailed, orderly, and all this. For some time past. So is this just something Luke picked up recently? No, if he's been with Paul, and we know, what's the other thing in Acts that we know, although his name's maybe not mentioned, what's the other thing in the book of Acts, which is the other letter written by Luke, the other account written by Luke because of the introduction that we know? What's the grammar that happens in Acts that we know Luke was with Paul?
The use of personal pronouns, we.
Yeah, there's times where he says, we, Luke and Paul, are doing the different things. So Luke was along with Paul on a lot of this. He followed closely. Do you think he and Paul had some nights where they were just sitting down around a fire and talking about things? All right. And so he wants to do an orderly account. As we said, the book of Acts, as we call it, is also written by Luke. And what's the key name in Acts, early Acts and early Luke that tells us it's written by the same person? Theophilus, right? It's written to the same guy, and he references the previous account. In Acts 1:1, in the first book, O Theophilus. So he's referring to what we call the Gospel of Luke. I have dealt with all that Jesus began to do and teach. I put it to you here. Luke was the author of the first sequel. The first man to produce a sequel. As he wrote about the gospel, the account of what all Jesus began to do and teach, and then he writes about the acts of the different apostles. Now, how does this give us faith? How can knowing this introduction, how can knowing who Luke was, who he is with, what he did, what kind of person he was, how does that help us give faith? Well, the word, of course, we know what faith comes from by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. That's the foundation of faith.
Luke's account agreed with the other accounts.
Well, there might have been some that he proved false if they were false accounts, but
He gave an account of the life and example of how Jesus behaved, and also how people around him behaved and were transformed by knowing who Jesus was and following Jesus' example.
much transformation. And someone, after Kevin read it, or even before Kevin read it, what's the thing at the end? I think, Ann, you mentioned it, the very last verse, that you may have certainty concerning the things you've been taught. What's certainty mean? What's that mean? That we can have faith in that, right? We can have faith in what's the purpose of Luke? To build faith. I'm using as a foundation for some of the things I'm doing as a book Mike Wilson put together, that my wife and I, mainly my wife, helped put into book form, that he goes and uses. It's a good way, if you're sitting down to study with somebody, Luke is a good book just to go through and help to build faith. So we can have the certainty of faith. And you think about faith comes from hearing, hearing by the word of God. Is that what Paul is doing? He is passing along the word from the eyewitnesses.
Yes.
Right? That you can have certainty. Okay, brief little outline here of the first few chapters. So what do we have in Luke 1? Luke chapter 1 is the announcement and birth of John the Baptist. We're going to come back to these really quickly. I'm doing this so we can understand where we're at. Also, the announcement and the birth of Jesus. Luke tends to have very long, I don't know why they make, I'd like to go back and ask the people who divvied up the Bible into chapters and verses and ask, well, why did you make this one this long and this one this short? And it's hard to, I don't know, but Luke's chapters tend to be long. And so those are the main things that happen in Luke 1. What happens in Luke 2? Birth of Jesus, and Jesus as a child. Of course, this is going through the birth of Jesus. We'll come back and do a little more detail with it. We have the announcement to the shepherds, right? We have him born. It's really, the actual birth is really just only a couple verses. But then after the birth, we have the announcement to the shepherds, and they go to see the babe. We have then Joseph and Mary going to the, and we'll get into this, going to the temple as the old covenant law that said they should do, and you have the encounters with Simeon and with Anna. And of course, you also have when he was 8 and what happened as a child. Luke 3 is where we're going to pick up, and Luke 3 we have the ministry of John the Baptist. Brief summary of that. We'll come back to this. Then we have the genealogy. Luke lists a genealogy. Where else is there a genealogy? Matthew 1. Are they the same? No. So I want to take a little look at the genealogies. Okay, we're going to go to the genealogies. How can we use the genealogies to build faith? And then we'll come back and start looking at what happened. That's my time. Okay. So, some quick questions here. We'll see what you know of your genealogies. Those looking on the Bibles with the iPads, try to do this without looking at the text, okay? What was Joseph's, that's Mary and Joseph, of Joseph and Mary, what was Joseph's great-grandfather's name? Rick's cheating. Anyone want to take a guess? There's nothing written in the tree. Ann? B? D? Shealtiel? No, he's probably multi-great. Yeah, C, it's Eleazar, a guy named Eleazar. Does that really matter if we know who that is? No. Probably not, but just some little things of knowing family trees. How about this one? Which son of King David is in the list of names in Luke? This one does make a little bit of difference in understanding. Everybody picking Solomon, or what do you think?
Is it A?
It is not A. Solomon is actually in Matthew's list. Nathan. David had a son named Nathan, and that's the one that is listed in Luke. Which, a little bit of a spoiler alert there. This would be a multi-great grandparent of Mary, most likely. Okay, 2 more. What were the names of the 2 Gentile women mentioned? Oh, we're going to Matthew. Wait, we're in Luke. Why is he going to Matthew? Where are the names of the Gentile women that are mentioned in Matthew's list? Okay, you guys got that one right. Okay, which two names are in both lists that occur after David? From David to Joseph, these two names are in both lists. Mary's doing good. There we go. Shealtiel and Zerubbabel. Now, Perez and Boaz are mentioned, but they weren't after David. They were before David. And Salem was not mentioned in Luke's. Okay? Can genealogies get confusing?
Yes.
Yes. I've shared with some of you the genealogy on my mother's side of the family. It is very confusing. Erica knows about this. For her, it adds another great or something to them. But my grandfather on my mother's side is also my step-great-grandfather. Work that one out. These get confusing. And so because these can be confusing, we don't want that to be a hindrance to our faith, right? So let's try to understand a little bit of this. Let's go ahead and turn to Luke 3. And I might ask for a volunteer to read, but with the names, I'll go ahead and do that because I know some people don't like reading the names. In Luke chapter 3, verse 23, he has the list of the genealogies. Jesus, when he began the ministry, was about 30 years of age, being the son of, as was supposed, of Joseph, son of Heli. Depending on this manuscript, by the way, Heli is sometimes written as Eli. The son of Mathat, the son of Levi, the son of Melchi, the son of Janai, the son of Joseph, the son of Mattathias, the son of Amos, the son of Nahum, the son of Esli, the son of Nagai, the son of Maath. I wonder if he was good at math. The son of Mattathias, they like that name. The son of Semine, the son of Josech, the son of Joda, the son of Jonan, the son of Risa, the son of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, there's those two. The son of Neri, the son of Melchi, the son of Addi, the son of Kasam, the son of Elmadam, the son of that's the easiest, there you go. The son of Joshua, the son of Eliezer, the son of Joram, the son of Mathat. There's a couple of those in the list. Do we do that, guys, sometimes? Take a great-grandfather's name or a double great and just work it down in? Yeah. No different, right? Nothing new under the sun. Let's see. There we go. The son of Levi, the son of Simeon, the son of Judah, the son of Joseph, the son of Joram, the son of Eliakim, the son of Maliah, the son of Menah, the son of Mattahah, the son of Nathan, the son of David. So there's the Nathan piece there. The son of Jesse, the son of Obed, the son of Boaz, the son of Saiah, the son of Nashon, the son of Aminadab, the son of Admin. Was he in charge of things? The son of Arni, the son of Hezron, the son of Perez, the son of Judah, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, the son of Terah, the son of Nahor, the son of Surug, the son of Ru, the son of Peleg, the son of Eber, the son of Shelah, the son of Canaan, different spelling perhaps, the son of Arphaxad. Okay, those younger couples, you're going to have a kid, there's a name for you. Arphaxad. The son of Shem, the son of Noah, the son of Lamech, the son of Methuselah, the son of Enoch, Jared, Mahalaleel, the son of Canaan, the son of Enos, son of Seth, son of Adam, son of God. Now, if you look briefly at, we're not going to spend a lot of time there, briefly at Matthew 1. So what did Luke start? Luke started with Joseph and worked his way back to Adam and God. How does Matthew start? Matthew 1:1. The book of genealogy of Jesus, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac, Jacob. So Matthew goes what? Back to Abraham and counts forward. So just a few comparisons here. Getting ahead of myself. Are there prophecies about that lineage? Are there certain things that we know Jesus had to be in the lineage of? Yes. We know he had to be from the tribe of Judah. Genesis 49:10. And Luke says that, right? He goes all the way back to Judah. Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. This is Jacob's prophecies about his 12 sons, right? The 12 tribes. And verse 9 says, Judah is a lion's club. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. You stoop down, crouch as a lion, and as lioness, who dares rouse him? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until tribute comes to him, and to him shall be the obedience of the peoples. And we know that is talking about Jesus. So we know he had to be from the tribe of Judah. Does Luke provide the evidence for that? Yes. He had to be from the line of David. Several places we can go. There's a few, more than a few prophecies there. Let's see. Rick, do you have 9:7 and 11:1 memorized? He just finished Isaiah. Going back to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 9. The whole chapter, the first half of the chapter is about the birth of Christ and it's the hope that he is going to bring. Verse 4, the yoke of his burden and the staff out for his shoulder and the rod of his oppressor are broken as on the day of Midian, the boot of the trampling. Verse 6, for to us a child is born, to us a son is given. And the government shall be on his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And the increase of his government and the peace there will be no end. On the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish and to uphold it with justice and righteousness from this time forth forevermore. So we know the Savior, the Messiah, had to be from David. So we got Judah, David. We know it had to be. Chapter 11, verse 1 of Isaiah references that. Same thing. Let's just get another prophet in here. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will raise up for David a righteous branch. This is again a prophecy about Jesus. And he shall reign as king and deal wisely and execute judgment and righteousness in the land. In his day, Judah will be saved and Israel will dwell securely. And this is the name which he will be called. The Lord is our righteousness. Again, a prophecy about Jesus. Jesus had to be from the line of David. And indeed, Luke, both Matthew and Luke, go back to David. In fact, we'll see some similarities here in just a moment. So in the genealogies of Jesus, we have Luke 3, 23 through 38 that I just read. One of those tongue twisters. And Matthew 1, verses 1 through 17. So what do they have in common? How are they the same? I just told you. You'll see if you remember what I just said. I'm sorry? They both include David and names before David or after David? Before. One of the things they have in common was from Abraham to David. That's identical. Same names. And that's about it. Other than both being genealogies of Jesus, that's about where they're only place where they're exactly the same. There are some differences. Now, do you think man takes the differences and twists them to our own ends? Might some people try to take the differences and twist them to say, oh, the Bible's not true, it's a bunch of phooey baloney? Yeah, so we need to understand what the differences are and how they can be answered. Rick, did you have?
Just that one of them goes through Joseph, the other one goes through Mary. One of them goes all the way to the beginning of time because it was written to Gentiles, and the other one goes only to Abraham because it was written to Jews, which would have been important to them.
There are some scholars out there that will try to do different theories. I read two different theories, and both said most scholars believe this. Okay, where did you do your survey of scholars? I don't know. Let's take a look at these genealogies, differences in the accounts. As Rick just said, Luke's goes all the way back to Adam. And this is to show, some scholars were saying that this is showing that Jesus is indeed not only a son of God, but son of man. That he is both. Right? He's the son of Adam, he's the son of God. He's son of man and God. Son of man and son of God. As Rick said, Luke is mainly written towards Gentiles. Theophilus is a Gentile name. This is written towards those who would be Gentile believers, most likely. Although Jews would have read it too. I mean, it wasn't exclusively, no, you're a Jew, you can't read this. That didn't happen. It's the order of names. Luke starts what would have been more current, more recent, and goes backward. Matthew starts in the past, oops, typo there, sorry. Starts in the past with Abraham and lists the names going forward. Now, as Rick mentioned, Matthew was more, as many scholars will attest to, Matthew was more written towards Jews and being Jesus is the Messiah. Which makes sense to start with Abraham and the promises to Abraham and how Jesus fits those. Luke being more son of God, son of man to Gentiles. As Rick mentioned, it is likely, and many scholars do agree, that Luke shows Mary's side. Now, what some people have trouble with, if you go back to where we are in Luke 3, and you go to the first verse 23, it says, Luke began his ministry at 30 of age, being the son, as was supposed, of Joseph, the son of Heli, or Eli. Now, some people will say, oh, that contradicts Matthew. Because who does it say in Matthew was the father of Joseph? Jacob. Wait, they have different names. Well, how is the genealogies of the Jewish peoples, how is it traced? Through the men or the women? Through the men. So Luke, in listing these things with Mary, was Joseph really Jesus' physical father? We know that's not true, right? That was not true. So Luke does not list Joseph. He mentions Joseph as was supposed. And so instead of going through Joseph's line, he goes to Mary and goes, well, I can't list Mary necessarily, so he goes to the next male relative in Mary's line, which would have been Heli or Eli. Heli or Eli. So, little trivia question there. Who was Mary's father's name? Most likely Eli, Heli. And so we jump from Jesus past Mary to what would have been the physical grandfather on the mother's side, Eli. And he traces the physical lineage all the way back to Adam. So the Heli or Eli in Luke 3:23 is thought to be Mary's father by some scholars, not Joseph's father. Most scholars, actually, that I checked. But again, who's most? I don't know. But some will try to give other meanings to this. But when you consider, I think, all the whole Bible and the scheme of things and how these things fit together, this makes the most sense. And Matthew then shows Joseph's side. So some of these differences in accounts. Some people will try again. People will try to twist these around to say the Bible isn't true or other strange things. Not so. Here's the thing about the two genealogies that I came across, and to me it makes sense. The two genealogies show dual qualification to sit on David's throne. Both parents, physically, I'm not saying mother and father, parents, trace their lineage back to David. Both of them. He's got dual qualification for being in the line of David. Sit on David's throne through both Joseph via Solomon. Let's go there first, because we know David had a lot of kids. So was Solomon really the one through whom the promise of the throne should be? Well, go back to 1 Chronicles, chapter 22. Someone who gets there first, read verses 9 and 10 really loudly, please.
Behold, a son shall be born to you, who shall be a man of rest, and I will give him rest from all his enemies on every side, for his name shall be Solomon, and I will give peace and quiet to Israel in his days. He shall build a house for my name, and he shall be my son, and I will be his father, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom over Israel forever.
So it's that promise of the throne forever, the same thing that was made to David, same promise. So this is the Lord speaking. David is going to go through Solomon. He's your successor. That's the one. Has God done that before with men? Isn't it Abraham? Abraham is going, oh, that Ishmael would live before you. And what did God say? No, it's going to go through Isaac. There's many times we want to go one way, and God goes, nope, you go this way. So Solomon was there, and we see from, as far as the throne being a lineage of David, Mary goes through Nathan, the son of David. So both meet back together again. I don't know maybe some of us have 10 great grandfather or something that might have been from, who knows. This is your homework because we don't have time right now. Go back to Jeremiah 22:30 and Jeconiah and ask yourself, how does this impact the genealogy? And trust me, this gets confusing. You'll want to spend a little time on this. I'm not going to tell you what. So that's where we're going to end today. As we're about just a couple minutes from the end of class. Go back. Jeconiah is talked about in Jeremiah 22:30. There's an important prophecy from God there. How would that impact the genealogies? Thank you for your help and attention. We'll see you next week.